Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be reacting to a video called America First, Finland Second Official. Noin, Viikon, Uutiset with Jukka, Lindström. I have no idea what that means. I'm going to guess that's Finnish. Probably butchered it. But no, probably. I'm pretty sure I just butchered it. No idea what that means. This, I don't know. It's America First. Why it's Finland Second? Shouldn't it be if it's something from Finland? Shouldn't it be Finland First? I don't know. But I'm very curious about this. Let's check it out and comment, like, and subscribe.
This is a message from the Republic of Finland.
Okay.
Dear Mr. President, this is an introduction video about Finland, the best country in Europe.
Oh, they're making fun of Trump.
People say that Finland is the land of 1,000 lakes. That's fake news.
I had no idea people said that.
Okay, there's more, believe me.
How do they have so many lakes if it's constantly frozen? I'm concerned about the cold. Like, shouldn't they be frozen?
1 million, maybe 1.5 million lakes. At least as many lakes as there were.
I hardly doubt there's like 1 million lakes.
People at your inauguration. It's true. Period. Our great nature inspired our great composers. Jean Sibelius, Toivo Kula, and of course, Darude. He composed.
I've never heard of those guys. I would assume like they're like the first two are classical music and the third guy probably more modern. Is it like is he like a DJ or something?
This masterpiece. It's called Sandstorm. People
He's a
love
DJ.
it. It's great. We don't even have sandstorms in Finland. And still, we made the best song about sandstorms.
What?
It's incredible. The
Oh my
Arabs
God.
couldn't do it. They failed. Lots of sandstorms, but no song.
I mean, yes, they're in a different climate. But what do you mean? Say, well, snowstorm. What was it like? What was the song? I wanna listen
About
to
them.
it.
Total losers. Finnish food, it's the best, okay? For instance, this Karelian pie.
The pie looks good. The fish being hopefully it's not raw.
The most looking food in the world. Grab as many as you like. It's great.
Okay,
and this is mami, a traditional Finnish dessert.
Oh, what is that?
It's kind of like your statements, often mistaken for poop.
No, but is it chocolate?
So sad. It's
Or like a berry?
delicious. Finland is the best at winning wars. Amazing. The First World War, we skipped it. Instead, we fought each other in a civil war. And we won, okay?
Okay, yeah, of course. Now I want to know, what do you mean? Like, they had a civil war during World War One? Like, before World War, like, the world was another business, and they were like, we can't get into it right now. We have our own
It was
issues.
the best civil war God ever created. The Second World War, again, Finland winning. We beat the Soviet Union, beat them so bad.
Well,
Just to make them feel better, we gave them our eastern parts. Aren't we nice? We're so nice.
oh no.
Mr. President, we have a lot in common. In America, you have the KKK. In Finland, we have supermarkets called KKK.
Oh, they're called
You
that?
like
Well,
to
obviously they don't have the cultural baggage that the KKK has in the US. But obviously it bears no meaning. It has no resemblance. Like, it's just like, I don't know. I'm wondering what it stands for, though. Probably something Finnish.
build walls. We have built walls. Well, fences. Thousands of miles of fence along all the roads to keep the moose out. And we made the moose pay for it. Because
Is that person milking a moose? I did not know that was possible. Probably it's true, right? Like, it's like a cow. But I know moose or cows, I think, are different. It never occurred to me that moose could be milked.
the moose are bad hombres. Some of them bring drugs. Some of them are. Some of them, I guess,
Okay.
are good people. I don't know. The good ones, though, we call them reindeer. We make them work for Santa Claus in Lapland.
Moose and reindeers are not the same thing.
Finland has the best feminist in the world.
Okay.
Our first feminist was Mina. Yes, you heard right. You
Stop.
can call her a feminist, and she won't
No,
mind. It's
stop!
great. Finland was the first country in Europe to give women the right to vote, okay? And now we are so equal, we carry our feminists around with us everywhere.
What are these
Good
guys?
old
Like,
would
it's a
be so
king.
proud. Fantastic. This is Tarja Halonen, the
She's the Prime
first
Minister?
female president of Finland.
Oh, they have presidents, of course, not prime ministers.
Great person, kept your bush tidy. Like you, she was also orange and great. But that's not all. She is the best Conan O'Brien impersonator in the world, okay?
You just pulled
It's true.
redheads.
So talented. Finally, Mr. President, we totally know it's going to be America first, but can we just say Finland second?
Sure.
Best wishes from Finland. We have the
Why
best
not?
wishes in the world, okay? Better than the Netherlands, Switzerland, Germany, and much better than Denmark, which we call stupid Sweden.
Okay, like this video, I think could have come from a Finnish person, because I think like the burns were very specific, especially because when they were like, oh, we're better than Germany and the Netherlands and some others, but then Denmark, but they were like, oh, like stupid Sweden. It's like, okay, I was wondering like what country do they have beef with, because I think all countries tend to have like beef, and not actual, and I'm talking like not actual like there's a war happening, no, like I mean like, you know, half like jokey way, they tend to have some rivalries, like all countries. I think usually that's the case, because usually it's like with countries that are that are very like close together, because you feel like it's like a sibling rivalry, and you feel like, oh, you know, we're better than them, but obviously you're going to compare yourself with people that are with the countries that are like close together. But I was thinking, oh, does Finland, well, like where's what, like do they have beef for like with who, like with whom? Because, you know, obviously it's gonna be Scandinavia, but I was wondering like, is it Sweden? Maybe Sweden. But having said this, maybe it's Denmark, which apparently, because that was a very sick word. Like we hate Sweden, but we hate Denmark a little bit more. Obviously hate, I know that I'm putting like it's a very strong word, but it's like in a jokey way. They're not like killing, but you're Danish, like we're killing you on the spot. No, but it's like in a jokey way of like, oh, we hate Danish people, like we hate Denmark in general. But then obviously they're very normal about it. It's just like a way of speaking, maybe because again, maybe it's a sport. I think maybe this translates a lot to sports. Maybe they're like, what do they play over there? Hockey, probably, because it's cold, and probably like the hockey like team is constantly maybe like losing against Denmark, and that's why like there's the rivalry like stems from of like, oh, we hate them. But I think like this is very interesting. I feel like now I want to learn more about Finland. Like there's some things that I'm like, oh wow, first of all, like the song, like those musicians, I've never heard of them. I definitely want to now. Like there's like the both of them. They mentioned three apparently like two classical composers, and then the third one that's apparently a very famous DJ. I'm gonna guess it's like electronic music. I've never heard of him, but I'm not like super into the scene, so I wouldn't know. But I want to know like what's the famous song, because apparently it's catchy and apparently it's good. Of course I want to know, and of course like the classical musicians, I want to know as well, because apparently they're super famous, and I feel like a little embarrassed that I have never heard of them. The Civil War situation, I think that's probably the one that I'm mostly interested about, because it's like, okay, what do you mean? Like, what was the Civil War about? Well, I mean, obviously, Civil Wars are about, like, they're about something. But what was the beef? Like, what was happening? And I think, like, that's what's funnier to me is that it was during World War I. And when I think, like, what would it, I would assume, like, well, we have, like, bigger problems, and we have to, like, band together because we're the same country. And even other countries are like joining, you know, it's a joint effort. And, you know, some of them, yes, I know that they even had obviously internal beef, especially in Europe. Like they obviously like, no, we're fighting against these guys. But I think my point is that there's, you know, during world wars, like there's like let's step back and let's see the bigger picture. Like we have bigger problems, so we should focus on that, and then like let's see what's the problem here. But I think like in this case, I think like it's really funny that he was like, no, we are first going to like figure things out like internally or on our own, like what's actually happening. And then, like, well, if the war's still on, by the time we have figured things out, then, you know, we'll be there. But I don't know, I don't think they were. It's just like, no, by the time, like, we ended our Civil War, like, World War I was already finished, so we, like, couldn't do anything about this. But I think, like, maybe that's a better logic instead of, like, the other. Because I think maybe like you should first like figure out your own differences before like getting into like bigger problems. So I'm thinking about it the wrong way. It's like, no, you should first like figure things out on your own, and then, you know, go bigger. So maybe that's what it is. Like, how can we participate jointly in a bigger effort if we haven't figured out our own differences? It's like maybe they couldn't agree, and that was the whole point. Like, no, we couldn't even agree on what's happening. Like, what forces? Like, I don't know, what forces are we going to like send? No, we can't, because we're like fighting in a civil war. So maybe that's what it is. The other thing that I would love to know is about the food. Like, there was like at this, I don't think like they ever mentioned it was a dessert. I think like I just made that up. There was a dish, a meal. It was like a liquidy thing. I don't know. It looked like chocolate. I think that's probably why I said, oh, it's a dessert. I have no idea whether or not it's a dessert. It looks like chocolate. It looked like chocolate to me. But I think like either chocolate or like a very dark berry situation. Probably like a blackberry or a blackcurrant. I would love to know as well, like, okay, can you tell me more about this meal? Again, I'm thinking something very specific. Probably I'm totally off, because I'm thinking, oh yes, it's a dessert. It's gonna be like a pudding or something, like a chocolate pudding. But again, totally, probably not. Probably I'm wrong. Maybe it's like a savory favorite dish. But whatever it is, I would love to know what it was. The fish, I'm guessing like it's herring, just because I think like, I think it's I think about like colder countries. I think like they do a lot of like herring, and they probably it's like salted and dried. I don't know. That's just like me thinking about it. Probably I'm off, and it's just like, no, they actually like cook their fish. Hopefully, please tell me they cook the fish. I can't with the raw herring. I think it's a little too much for me. But I mean, I would try it. Yeah, sure. Like, what kind of difference do they have with other countries? Like, do they put something different over there? Would love to know. There was also like this sort of like stew. I don't know if they ever mentioned like the actual name, but it was like a stew like situation. I think it wasn't even a soup. I think it had beans. It didn't look like, again, maybe visually it wasn't like that appetizing. It didn't look beautiful, but I think like, wow, when it's cold, like I think like that would be like very, very good. I would love to know what it was as well. And I will actually like to taste it. But I feel like, especially the meals, it's like, okay, yeah, the traditional dishes like look very, very interesting. Would love to know more. Obviously, this is a short video with like just a smaller clips, and that's not really the point of the video. But I'm like, okay, that makes me curious. Now I want to know. The KKK one is like, obviously it's the joke. I think that would be like, as an American, you would be like, oh my god, like what is that? But it's like, obviously they don't know how to have, like they probably do not even, well, they obviously know, but they wouldn't be like, oh my god, you can't use that name. Like it has like a very negative connotation. It's like, of course, no, because for them it just means something else. I do not know enough, by enough I don't mean anything, about the Finnish language, but it obviously means something. It's just like whatever it means. It's like, yes, of course, like for us it means something else. It's like, maybe it means like, I don't know, was it a grocery store? No, I can't remember. Maybe it means like, it stands for like, I don't know, get your goods. I don't know why that came up. Whatever. The feminist one, like it's good to know. Apparently they're very like equal. They're really big on equality, which I'm glad. Apparently they had a female like president at one point. I don't think she's still like the president, because I saw like she was like doing something with Bush, which well, maybe I don't know if she did it while he was president, because if she did it while he was president, well, I don't think Bush has been president for like since what, almost 20 years, around 20 years. So maybe she's not in office, or maybe I misunderstood the whole thing. And no, she was just like giving him a medal or something in recent years, and she's still like the president like today. So I just like what I'm finding out is that I really do know. I need to like learn more about like Finland, because I'm realizing I do not know anything about Finland. To me, it's like, I don't know, it's like a cold tundra, and there's like it's a really cool place in Scandinavia, and that's it. And I do not know anything about it, so it's like, oh, it's good. Like I'm finding out a lot of like very interesting things about Finland, and I'm like, I want to know more. So well, good for me, I guess. But that was it for today, and I'll see you next time. Bye.